Okay, I'll quickly revise electrolysis in a short time. We'll go through the process of electrolysis. First, tell me what is the meaning of electrolysis. First, tell me that. What's the meaning of electrolysis? I'd explain the term. See, my voice might be echoing because I'm in a closed room so that we don't have other disturbance. Because of this, my voice might be a little echoing for you guys. What is the meaning of electrolysis? Correct. It is the separation. No, it's not breakdown of electricity. It is the separation of the compounds which is carried out with the help of electrolysis. Electricity. Lysis means separation. Electro means electricity. So the separation because of electricity is called as electrolysis. First, we studied about separation of ionic compounds, that is dissociation, by using the concept of the bulb glows or not, right? After that, we studied this concept of electrolysis by using this diagram where I used two electrodes. Electrodes are the ones which conduct electricity, cathode and anode. In this reaction, my cathode, which is negative, is made up of carbon. My anode, which is positive, is made up of copper. We dip it into the solution, that is my electrolyte, which is copper sulfate. We connect it to the power supply and we keep a switch and a ammeter or a voltmeter to read the readings. And there is a flow of electrons, as you can see in the direction. Anode is donating the electron and cathode is accepting the electron. Remember this. Anode, which is positive, is going to give away the electron, which is being accepted by the cathode. So in this process, my dear students, we prepare a solution of copper sulfate by dissolving it in 50 ml of water. Because we use 50 ml of water, I am using a 100 ml capacity beaker. Then a thin plate of copper is acting as an anode and carbon is acting as a cathode. Arrange the apparatus as shown in the figure and then pass the electric current and we'll see what is happening in the circuit. When an electric current starts flowing through the circuit, the cations, which are Cu2+, because the solution is copper sulfate. Copper is having two positive charges, sulfate is having two negative charges. So these two positive ions copper in the solution gets attracted towards the cathode, which is your carbon. And copper atoms are formed when electrons coming out from the cathode combines with the copper ions, isn't it? So we see a deposit of copper appearing to be on the cathode. Correct? A deposit of copper will be appear to be seen on the cathode. It will be very visible when we see this experiment. So even though the copper ions has left the solution, we still see the color of the solution is not changing. Do you remember the reason why the solution color is not changing? What is happening here? The two electrons, which two electrons you're asking me? The two electrons came from the copper, no? Copper donates two electrons, isn't it, to become copper ions. This is the give and take of electrons. At the anode, the copper has accepted the electrons. Because the electric current was on, electrons were again removed from the copper atoms. Yes, you are correct, Arman. Of the anode and sent to the battery through the electric wire. Cu is copper, yes. So the Cu2+ ions formed in this manner enter the solution. In this way, decomposition of the solute in the solution takes place because of the electric current. And this will be called as electrolysis. So we read three terms here: electrolysis, electrodes and electrolyte. Again, to get the concept of electrolysis clear, we'll write this electrolytic reaction, which are the cathode and anode reactions. We know that at cathode, Cu2+ is coming out from the cathode, right? So Cu2+ goes on the cathode, which accepts two electrons and gets converted into copper atom. And the anode, which is made up of copper itself, that gives away the two electrons in the solution and gets converted to copper ions. The electrolyte is the solution whose electrolysis is going to happen. The electrolyte is the solution whose electrolysis is happening, which is my copper sulfate in this current example. I'm sure everybody has written this. Now the concept of electrolysis is clear to you. Even if it's not, we are still going to do one more electrolysis where the concept will be very clear. All right. So shall I move ahead now? Okay, very good. So now few things which you're going to remember when I talk about electrolysis is substances which undergo dissociation to a great extent in a liquid state or in a solution will be called as strong electrolytes. जिसका dissociation होने वाला है उसको हम बोलते हैं electrolytes, and that undergoes dissociation to a great extent will be called as strong electrolyte. Salts, strong acids, strong bases, they all are under strong electrolytes. Their solutions have electrical conductivity. In other words, we can also show that strong electrolytes are good conductors of electricity in their liquid or solution state, whereas weak acid and weak bases are weak electrolytes. An assembly that consists of a container, electrolyte, and the electrodes dipped in it will be called as an electrolytic cell. So the entire apparatus which we saw in the previous slide in the diagram will be called as an electrolytic cell, which consists of an electrolyte and electrodes which are dipped in it. No, you don't have to write that. You just have to remember few terms, because we've been continuously asking me yesterday what was electrolysis, electrolyte, so I repeated this once again. Clear, everyone? Now the question arises, if pure water is used in an electrolytic cell, if pure water is used in an electrolytic cell, will the current that does not flow even on putting on the switch, what do you think it is going to conduct electricity? Definitely not. Pure water will not conduct electricity. It's a bad conductor of electricity. So how do I make my water conduct electricity? How do I make? It's a effect. Yes, very good. I'm going to do that by either adding a salt or acid. So the concentration of H plus and OH minus ions which are formed by the dissociation of water is very low. The concentration is very low, and that is why it does not easily conduct electricity. So what do we do that? For water to conduct electricity, the electrical conductivity is increased by mixing a small amount of salt or a strong acid or base in their dissociation, and the electrolysis of water takes place. Electrolytic cell is the entire apparatus of what we use in electrolysis. जो पूरा apparatus है, जैसे beaker, test tubes, electrodes, wires, battery, switch, everything together will be called as an electrolytic cell. Is this clear? And is this clear to you that pure water will not conduct electricity? So we are going to make it conduct electricity by either adding a small amount of salt or a strong acid or base for its dissociation to happen quickly, then it will conduct electricity. It does not conduct because its dissociation is very low. The concentration in each ion is very low, that is why it does not conduct. Yes, tap water is a conductor of electricity because it's not pure water. It's mixed with different ions and elements in that. So tap water will conduct electricity. No, you don't have to write this. I want all these basics to get clear when I am teaching you electrolysis of water. So shall we go to the next step, that is electrolysis of water. Talking about electrolysis of water, this is how the apparatus looks like now. Again, I have a beaker in which I am taking the water. Definitely the water is not pure water because it will not conduct electricity. I have connected them to the respective terminals, that is the battery, and then I have kept inverted test tubes in that. Let us try to understand the apparatus first. How are we going to carry on this experiment? First, I am going to dissolve 2 grams of salt in 50 ml pure water to make sure that it conducts electricity. Then that 250 ml of the solution, I am going to take into 500 ml capacity beaker, connect 2 electrical wires to the positive and negative terminals of the power supply. These are called as the electrodes. Fill the 2 test tubes up to the brim. Fill the 2 test tubes up to the brim with the prepared dilute solution. Invert them on the electrodes without allowing air to enter inside. Brim means up to the top. जो top layer होता है ना solution को, उसको हम brim बोलते हैं. Full fill करके रखना है. Fill the 2 test tubes up to the brim, मतलब completely full. All right. Then I am going to invert it so that air doesn't come inside the test tube. and this is how my apparatus is going to look like. Is it clear to you, everyone? Did you first understand the apparatus? If that is done, then we'll understand the concept. All right, very good. Now, so we'll start the electric current under 6-volt potential difference the power supply. These all details are not so relevant because you are anyways going to do this experiment in the laboratory. I'll repeat once again. First, I took pure water. I dissolved salt in it to make sure that it conducts electricity. Then half the amount of that water was taken into a 500 ml capacity beaker. Then definitely connect with the power supply. One is negative, one is positive terminal, which are my electrodes. Then I am going to take 2 test tubes which are completely filled with the same solution. सेम डाइल्यूट सॉल्ट सॉल्यूशन जो मैंने बीकर में 250 ml लिया ना उसका जो रिमेनिंग सॉल्यूशन था वही टेस्ट ट्यूब में डाला है एंड देन यू नो हैव यू एवर ट्राइड दिस पुटिंग अ ग्लास इन अ बकेट filled of water or just a simple test tube you keep your thumb closed on it and then you invert it and as soon as you invert it and you remove your thumb few air bubbles will come but you will try to get rid of these air bubbles. So we put them under that and see the bubbles which you can see is not because the test tubes have been inverted. It is after the experiment has got completed and you'll understand why bubbles came here. So first we'll invert it's completely full. The diagram which is shown to you here is basically after the electric current has passed to it. This is what exactly happens afterwards. So now I'm going to start the electric current under 6-volt potential difference from the power supply. And let us see what is going to happen in the test tubes after some time. 3 questions I'm going to ask you. Will you be able to see any gas bubbles forming near the electrodes in the test tubes? Definitely we are able to see here, but why? Are these gases heavier or lighter than water? Or are the volumes of the gases collected over the solution in the 2 test tubes same or different? Let us go stepwise. First thing, did you see any gas bubbles form near the electrodes in the test tube? Did you see? First answer this question. Yes, we all saw in the diagram कि वहाँ पे air bubbles है. पर वो air bubbles किसका है? क्यों बना है? Why there is air bubbles here? वो air ही क्यों, वो bubbles ही क्यों बना है? What? Very good, Arman. What are the bubbles made up of? ये bubbles किसका है? Which gas? Correct. Which? No, it's not air. What did we take in the beaker? Come on, tell me. मुझे बताओ beaker में क्या था हमारे पास? Beaker में क्या था हमारे पास? Water. Very good. See, salt was a small quantity, so that will be not relevant here. We took water. What does water get separated into? Water separate होके क्या बनाएगा? H plus and OH minus. Very good. Basically, it is going to make hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. Chirag, where will that come into picture? We are not taken only in the reaction. So I know that because of the gases being formed, water is made up of 2 gases, isn't it? Hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. So hydrogen gas, my hydrogen gas which is positive will go to the negative terminal or will it go to the positive terminal? Yes, hydrogen will go to negative. Very good. Because hydrogen is positive. So ye bubbles are indicating me that my reaction has been completed. My electrolysis is happening. Dissociation has started taking place. So are these gases heavier or lighter than water? वो heavy है या light है? It is lighter, definitely. That is why they are on the top. No, otherwise they would have been at the bottom, isn't it? So again, you are able to answer this question. Are the volumes of the gases collected over the solution in the 2 test tubes same or different? Are they same or different? Whatever you are answering same or different, you have to give me a reason. क्यों same है और क्यों different है? The diagram will kind of help you with that. Why the formation of the gases different or same in both the test tubes? Okay, they are different. I am getting the answer. They are different. Why I'm asking about the volume. Volume क्यों अलग है? अगर same एक मैंने water लिया है तो दोनों का same होना चाहिए ना? Okay, I'll give you one hint. What is the formula of water? What is the formula of water? Yes, now you're getting it correct. Think. Formula water is H2O. That means it is made up of 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen. 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen. And that is why the formation of the space, as you can see in the negative terminal, is more as compared to that of the positive terminal. Because hydrogen concentration is more and oxygen concentration is less. Did you get it? Now, is the electrolysis of water clear to everyone? I'll explain it once again. I'll repeat it once again. Do not worry. First, let us go stepwise again. This is the apparatus. And the apparatus was what? We took pure water, which was mixed with water. See, मैं stepwise जा रही हूँ. जिसको नहीं भी समझा है या तुम्हारा attention divert हो गया था, तुम सुन नहीं रहे थे, network issue था, उनके लिए वापस. Please listen to me once again. We are going to carry on electrolysis of water. All right. In electrolysis of water, pure water does not conduct electricity. So what have I added in this to make it conduct electricity? What have I added? Salt. Very good. I added 2 grams of salt in 500 ml of water. From that, I took only 250 ml of water in the beaker of capacity 500 ml. इधर तक clear है? यहाँ तक सबको समझ में आया? Okay. Then what did we do? We took 2 test tubes and we filled them with the salt solution, same जो हमने बनाया था, to the brim, पूरा completely filled, and we inverted them into the beaker such a way that we don't get any air bubbles here, right? And we have connected to the battery, the negative and positive terminal. Isn't it? We connected it to the negative and the positive terminal. Then we switched on the electric current. As soon as we switch on the electric current, what do I observe? I see first gas bubbles being formed at the test tubes. The gases being lighter in weight. They come in the top of the test tubes and water settles down. And I also see the difference in the volume of two test tubes, because the content which I am taking here to carry on whose electrolysis is water, where it contains 2 atoms of hydrogen, 1 atom of oxygen. Basically, water dissociates into H plus and OH minus. Then there is give and take of electrons, which we will understand when we are doing cathode and anode reactions. And bubbles will be formed because gas है ना बच्चा, तो bubbles तो बनेगा ही. No. See, OH, yes, it will go to the positive terminal, it will take up the electron and get converted to oxygen gas. Volume part is different because in one molecule of water, there are 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen. तो अगर तुम दोनों टेस्ट ट्यूब को ध्यान से देखो, तो फर्स्ट टेस्ट ट्यूब में ज्यादा गैस बना है और सेकंड टेस्ट ट्यूब में कम गैस है. Level is different. Bubbles will not, yes, we are doing the experiment in such a way that the bubbles should not be formed, because after the experiment the bubbles are going to come. No, those are the bubbles of the gases which are slowly going up and occupying the test tube. Both the test tubes are having different level, because in one test tube hydrogen gas is formed and in another test tube oxygen gas is formed, and water is made up of 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen. That is why more displacement we can see in the first test tube and less displacement we can see in the second test tube. Now, did you understand this? Now, is the electrolysis of water clear to everyone? Sure. Any more questions related to this? Very nice. So now we move ahead and understand the cathode and anode reaction. I'll just repeat the same thing what I taught you. It is found in the above activity that the volume of gas formed near the cathode is double that of the gas formed near the anode. Right? In short only I am saying that the volume of gas formed near the cathode is double the gas formed near the anode. Hydrogen gas is formed near the cathode and oxygen gas is formed near the anode. Matlab H2 will be coming in the cathode and O2 will be coming in the anode. They will not go anywhere. They will be in the test tube only. Slowly the level of water will start decreasing and we remove the test tube. And we also do a confirmatory test. We also do a confirmatory test by taking a burning matchstick at the mouth of the test tube containing hydrogen gas, and it gives us a pop-up sound. If you have heard about this experiment, hydrogen gas being inflammable, as if you take a burning splint or a matchstick, it will give you a pop-up sound. Yes, correct. So this is a confirmatory test which helps us understand that yes, my reaction is complete and hydrogen and oxygen gases are formed. Correct, Rishi, you are correct. From this, it is clear that electrolysis of water has taken place and its constituent elements have released. Now understood? Should we go to the electrode reactions now? You might have done this experiment last year. No, it will not. We are using such kind of material only that it will not get affected. You were fortunate enough that last year you had got the option to go into the laboratory. I am worried about my 8th standard students. Okay, Harshit, very good. Yes, in school only. Bubbles came because of the gases. एकदम थोड़ा थोड़ा bubbles ना वो electrode के बाजू में visible होता है, which is showing that the experiment has started. अच्छा, have you ever tried boiling water with the help of a rod which is used to boil water? Have you ever seen that? Okay, we stay in Bombay, we are usually used to that boiler in the homes. We just have to switch on and hot water comes from the tap. कभी तुमने वो native places में try किया? एक rod होता है, electric rod, which helps us to make the water boil. No. Okay, few might have seen that. जैसे ही तुम उसको dip करते हो ना rod को पानी में and you switch on the electric current, yes, वो rod के around ना you can see bubbles being formed, which is indicating that the reaction has started. Means the process has started. Getting my point? All right. So let's come to the cathode and anode reactions. Yes, heating rod. Thank you, Arman. I was not getting the word. Okay, so now let's come to the cathode and anode reaction. Please concentrate here, everyone, now, because this you will have to learn by heart, as it's a long process to understand this reaction. So I just did not wanted to go much in detail to give more confusion to you. So we'll quickly understand the reaction. In cathode, see basically cathode हो या anode हो, हमारे पास water ही है start में तो. We are using water only in the cathode and anode reaction, isn't it? So in cathode, what is exactly happening at cathode? It accepts the electrons and we get hydrogen gas, H2, and hydrogen gas and OH minus ions. So when I am representing these cathode and anode reactions, the one which is forming the gas will be written in the form of H2, and the other one, which is oxygen, will be written in the form of ions, which is OH minus. Similarly, anode पे भी क्या produce होता है? Anode भी water ही है, but anode does not accept the electrons. It gives away the electron. So how will I represent it? Anode पे कौन सा gas बनता है, students? Which is the gas being formed at anode? Come on, tell me. Which gas is formed at anode? Anode पे. Very good. Oxygen. So oxygen gas अगर anode पे बना तो कौन सा ions आएगा? Oxygen के साथ H plus. And the numbers you can see in front is because of balancing the equation. Did you all understand the cathode and anode reaction? One thing you keep registered in your mind, that at cathode, they are going to accept electrons, and at anode, electrons will be given out. This anode equation came because at anode, oxygen gas is produced, which is giving away the electron. And you have to write this. Yes, yes, whatever you say, Rishi, you have to do this. Only this reaction or other reactions, I told you how we have to do it. We have practiced them. Yes, you all have to write this. I will explain again. Wait. No, no, Kaushiki, we don't actually do it. It's only in the laboratory steps. For those who did not understand, I'll explain the cathode and anode reaction once again. We are not writing anode mein electrons because at anodes electrons are given out. Anode usually give out the electrons. Here the equation, I'll read out the equation once to you. Please listen to me. At cathode and anode, both the process, what do we have? Water. Sami, I feel the issue is in your side because no other student is complaining that only your end is a trouble. So you will have to do something. Okay, so now I get a repetitive messages. Everybody is able to hear me. Is there a problem in my voice? Okay. So Sami, please check whether there is issue on your side. So my dear students, while writing cathode and anode reactions, we are writing water because both the things are in water only. And we have to remember one thing, cathode accepts electron and anode donates electron. And that is why at cathode, in the reactant side, I have put electron. And in the anode side, in the product side, I have written the electron. And below water, H2O, in bracket, I have written small l. That small l is because of it is in liquid state. And see, एक minute, let's do one thing very simple. Do not pay attention to the numbers which are written in front. I want you all to not to pay attention to the numbers which are written in front. Just listen to me first. It is H2O plus electrons. H2O plus electrons giving me hydrogen gas. When I write hydrogen gas, it is going to be H2 and plus OH minus ions. अगर hydrogen gas बना है तो water में से OH बच गया. सिर्फ कैथोड बता रही हूँ. उसके बाद when you finish writing that, then you balance the reaction. Come on, everyone, do that. I want everyone to write again. Even if you have written, I want you all to write again. Write cathode reaction. Please write cathode reaction. In cathode reaction, you just have to write water plus electrons giving me H2 plus OH minus. सिर्फ इतना ही लिखो. कोई physical state नहीं, कोई number in front नहीं. लिखा इतना? Did you write this much? Water plus electron giving me hydrogen plus OH minus. Okay. Now check the number of reactants is equal to the number of products or not. Number of reactants is equal to, it's not equal, no? क्योंकि reactant में H2 है और product में H2 है plus one more H है OH के बाजू में, है ना? Just एक minute, I'll try if I can write this. So I'll just try to write it down and show to you. Can you see the screen still? Everybody can see the screen? I'll do the text box expanding, do not worry. So just don't, I will not be able to do the subscript thing, but please you see it carefully. Huh? So we are writing what? H2O. So water plus E minus, that is my electron, is going to give me what? I am writing equal to sign here. Please take care of that. Water plus electron will give me what? H2 gas, that is my hydrogen, plus it is going to give me OH minus. Is it clear to everyone? इतना समझ में आया तो अभी see left और right में the reactants and products are equal or not. Left में हाइड्रोजन कितना है 2, right में हाइड्रोजन कितना है 2 प्लस वन मोर हियर, कैन यू सी OH के पास भी एक है, नॉट इक्वल ना, तो यहाँ पे हम लोग क्या डालेंगे अभी, लेट मी चेक द फॉन्ट सो दैट बिकम्स इजी। अभी यहाँ पे कौन सा नंबर डालू मैं, 2, 2 डाला हमने OH के सामने, तो कितना हो गया H, H कितना हो गया टोटल, 2 इन फ्रंट ऑफ OH, फोर हो गया। सो उसको 4 बनाने के लिए आई एम गोइंग टू पुट हियर 2 अगेन, हो गया 4, हो गया 4। ऑक्सीजन कितना हो गया, ऑक्सीजन वाटर के सामने 2 है इसलिए ऑक्सीजन भी 2 हो गया, और हमारे प्रोडक्ट में भी ऑक्सीजन 2 ही है, समझ में आया। नाउ द नंबर जो इलेक्ट्रॉन के सामने आएगा दैट विल बी डिपेंडेंट अपॉन द आयॉन्स व्हिच आर फॉर्म्ड इन द रिएक्शन। कौन से आयॉन्स बने इसमें, OH, OH ions के सामने कितना नंबर दिया है, 2, so to make it balance again I put 2 here also, and this is how we get the equation. Is it clear now? I hope now I tried to make it a little simpler for you. So now will you practice anode? हाँ, इलेक्ट्रॉन पार्ट मैंने बताया ना, इलेक्ट्रॉन विल डिपेंड अपॉन जो आयॉन्स प्रोड्यूस हुए ना रिएक्शन में, ये रिएक्शन में OH माइनस आयॉन्स बना है बराबर, सो OH माइनस के सामने कितना नंबर आया था हमको, 2, so that's why I've written 2 in front. Only for this, only for electrolysis of water, these reactions are required. Otherwise, don't worry. I think many schools even omit this part. Look, remove bhi kar dete. I don't know, but my duty is to teach everything. Now, will you be able to do for anode, or you want my, you want me to help you? Try करो ना anode का. मैं सिर्फ equation लिख रही हूँ, तुम लोग try करो balance से. Yeah, you try. I'm just writing the equation. You try. Ankita, you try to pay attention here. Now you will understand. How do I write? ये पहले तो मुझे बताओ मैंने ये anode reaction कैसे लिखा? Because I know that the electrolysis is done with the help of water. तो पहले हमने water लिख दिया. और anode है, मतलब electrons will be given in the product. And we know from the experiment that at anode oxygen gas is formed. So what will be left in the reaction? It is hydrogen ions. Now I will have to balance the reaction. कैथोड में 4E लिखा ही नहीं ना हमने, कैथोड में 2 ही लिखा है, 4 तो हमने एनोड में लिखा है. यू आर नॉट गेटिंग द इलेक्ट्रॉन पार्ट, आई विल एक्सप्लेन दैट. अभी ये इक्वेशन तुम लोग बैलेंस कर सकते हो जो मैंने नीचे लिखा है. See H here, now H here is 2, लेफ्ट में H here is 2, राइट में H कितना है 1. So ideally what will you do? Ideally you will put 2 here, no first. That is what we are going to do. Now next कौन सा है O? O कितना है लेफ्ट में 1, राइट में O कितना है 2, राइट में O 2 है ना, तो हम लोग को क्या करना पड़ेगा, इन द रिएक्टेंट साइड आई विल हैव टू पुट 2 इन फ्रंट, इजंट इट? यहाँ पे 2 डालना पड़ेगा, बट बिकॉज आई पुट 2 हियर, H कितना हो गया, H कितना हो गया, 2 multiplied by 2 is 4. Very good. So we will have to erase this and put 4. समझ में आया? इधर तक सबको समझ में आ गया? Nice. Now, how many electrons are given out? That will depend upon the ions. इसमें से आयन कौन है? वाटर तो कंपाउंड है, ऑक्सीजन एक मॉलिक्यूल है, तो आयन कौन है? सिर्फ हाइड्रोजन ना. H प्लस लिखा है. H प्लस के सामने कौन सा नंबर दिया है हमने फाइनली? H प्लस के सामने कौन सा नंबर दिया हमने? 4. सो इलेक्ट्रॉन्स के सामने भी कौन सा नंबर आ जाएगा? 4. Clear? This was a nice idea. I could have done this so that it becomes simple. But anyways, with this we finish with the chapter as well. Don't get scared with the number of slides which are given here. This was the last part of the chapter. And we are done. Any doubts? So those who have understood the topic can, I think, leave the class. And if anybody has any doubts, can stay back. I'll just wait for, because I don't think after this we'll be meeting, because I finished with the chemistry portion as well.